Hi, I'm Stephen Feinberg, Executive Director of the Rhode Island Film and Television Office. Our guest tonight is an extraordinary actor named Armen Garo. Armen has been in projects from Brotherhood, the Showtime TV series, to The Departed, and most recently, Cafe Society with Woody Allen. He's worked with the best, and Armen, I welcome you to Double Feature. Thanks for coming.
Thank you very much for having me. It's a lot of fun. It's very nice to be back at PBS.
So here we are. You're a Rhode Island guy. You are a police lieutenant, and you started acting. And I think the first time we met was on the pilot for Brotherhood that Philip Noyce directed.
I did some extra work in the pilot episode of Brotherhood.
Right.
And I came back in the...
As a detective.
The Lieutenant Detective Giladino in the third episode, I think, of the first season. Then there was one episode in the second season, and then I was in 7 of 8 or 8 of 9. I was in every episode of the third season except one.
And was that how you were developing your acting chops via the Brotherhood series, or were you doing other work?
I had done a lot of work before that, even before I became a police officer.
So this is something you've always wanted. It's always been acting's always been a passion of yours.
I've always had my eye on the prize, but I applied myself a little differently, and I took a different path.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got an extraordinary way about you. So you have very charismatic. What was it like? You know, you were in The Sopranos.
Yes. Yeah,
I mean, memorable scene in The Sopranos. What was it like working with like James Gandolfini as an example?
Well, it was incredible. He's a very generous, gentle person. Very, very nice, sweet person. And very giving. And he was there to work. I can't imagine what it was like for him to work every day like that. I mean, the one day that I worked with him closely at the restaurant where he knocks my teeth out, we were there from 9:30 in the morning until about 10:30 at night.
Wow.
To film that.
It was a memorable moment. And then you also worked with Martin Scorsese in The Departed, and also Vinyl, the TV series Vinyl. What was that
and
like?
The Wolf of Wall Street
and
also.
The Wolf of Wall Street. What is that like? And obviously he loves your work, or he wouldn't have you come back time after time.
That's one of those. That's one of those moments for pause. You know, because when you're in the room with the man rehearsing or discussing something or working when you're on set or on location, you get the feeling that you're at a place where a lot of people want to be. Mm-hmm. And you're also at a place that you may not have the opportunity or the privilege to be back for again.
Right.
So you tend to make the most of it, absorb it all, and learn as much as you can and listen as much as you can, because what he is interacting, the way he interacts with someone from lighting or sound or another actor is very important for you to learn for yourself, and not only to appreciate what can better you as an artist, but to appreciate the work that goes into doing what they do on those projects.
Is he rehearsing you a lot, or is, you know, when he's casting you and he's saying, you know, Armen, you're the right guy for the role? Is there a lot of rehearsal, or is he a guy who will go on the first take? You know, what's the experience like working with someone like that?
Well, the experience of working with someone like him is the. I have to. I don't know about a process. I would have to use this metaphor.
Go ahead.
And this is the one that I use when I tell people. He leaves all of the trophies and all of the accolades at home. He absolutely does.
Right.
Okay? And he shows up to work. He very much enjoys the camaraderie of everyone in the room, everyone that's involved on the project.
He's a filmmaker.
He's a filmmaker. He went out when he was young, like young filmmakers do now, and they get a couple of friends, hey, look, I want to do this, let's do this. And that's what he did.
Right.
And that's how he pretty much taught himself. But when he's on set or on location, he very much enjoys the entire experience of the camaraderie with people, and then it's as if he were to bring a blank canvas, because what he does is tell a story. He's telling a story, and he'll tell you that. It's telling a story. Right. All filmmaking is telling a story,
But I guess I want to get more specific. When you're coming out on the set, are you having like rehearsals with him in advance, or is he, you know, what do you like?
Sometimes you have rehearsals with him, and sometimes you don't.
Right.
It depends on the nature of the work. And that's what and whether you're working with him in an improv and it's the first time you've met him and it's go, let's try this, or it's with a script, what he does is like I said, he brings a blank canvas.
He gives you freedom.
And he's looking for you to bring your colors to that canvas so that he can then tell the story in the colors that you and everyone else has brought, whether it's carpenters, electricians, sound, lighting, hair, makeup, wardrobe, and the actor. Yeah. And he's making his story. I'll tell you what, you get a little giddy when you know you're going to get a chance to do that.
That's awesome.
You know?
What about, you also just did a film with Eric Latek called The Shivering.
Yes.
What is that like? How was that experience?
That was somewhat comical, because we are collaborating on, we met through happenstance, and he told me about a film that he wanted to do, and when we were meeting in a local coffee shop once to discuss the feature film that he's going to be doing in Rhode Island, I mentioned a story about a police officer that I was familiar with who was retired, who had a very terrible experience, very unfortunate experience, just in shooting the breeze.
Right.
And he stopped me and he said, "Hey, we got to do that." I said, "What do you mean?" "I'll make a short film out of that. What do you think?" I said, "Nah, you don't want to do that." I said, "No. That's a good story. That's intense." I said, "Are you sure?" So months later, it was a day at a house, I think his uncle's house out on a lake, a day at my house, a day someplace else with a drone, and I forgot about it. I thought, okay, I'm going to do him a favor. He's going to do this thing. We notified SAG. I said, look, whatever we do, we have to call the union up and make sure we get the approval, and he did. We did it. I forgot about it because I just thought it was going to be something else for his website that he wanted to do. He calls me up and says, "Hey, we're going to be at the Flickers Film Festival, and it's an Oscar qualifier, and it's been nominated for Best Short Narrative." I said, "Are you kidding?" And then he showed it to me. I couldn't believe it.
Great
I was able to get Michael Grando, who was my mime instructor at Trinity Rep when I was a student there many years ago, and Michael was perfect for it. I knew he would be, and it's really a nice. It's a nice piece.
It's got a lot of tension there. It's really
I was surprised, but that's when I learned, not only from the work on his website, but that's when I learned Eric Latek was quite the cinematographer.
Yes.
Very good director.
Yes.
He brought a beautiful script to the table, and I worked on it with him a little bit. And I said, let's do a little bit more of this, a little bit less of that. The silence is going to be very, very poignant at these junctions. Yeah, and it gave me a chance to do a little bit of work to try, and that's what's important about doing short independent films with no budget, is because you have an opportunity to try something you might explore, and maybe try something that you may have been a little intimidated to try with somebody else who's got a multi-million-dollar project and 300 people waiting for the clock to run, or else there's $250,000 more they're going to have to spend on that day.
You've also worked with Woody Allen on Cafe Society. What was it like working with Woody Allen?
Same type of thing. The hair goes up on the back of your neck. You know you've got this opportunity. One of the greatest filmmakers of this century and the last. And brilliant guy, brilliant, and quite a writer. And same thing with him. He walks into the room, it's just like Marty. He walks into the room, you know he's in the room because all of a sudden you can hear a pin drop. Everyone is silent. He's here, you know. But he doesn't work exactly the same way, but you know that you're there to work, and as soon as he knows he's got it, that's it. And we did 2 takes in the scene that I did, and I was done with Jesse Eisenberg, and that was it. And I did something else, but he's a very, very, very soft-spoken guy, and he's not chatty. Right. You know, he keeps to himself. He's very quiet, very private, and you know he's in the director's booth. And he's there to work. You get the work done, and that's it.
I have seen him because we did a film here, and I've seen him on the monitor, like so joyful when he's seeing the characters come to life.
Yeah.
I want to ask you one more thing about Gotham, because it's like my favorite show.
Yeah.
How is it working on Gotham? What was that experience like? Because I love that.
The nice thing about working on Gotham was that it was the first thing I booked since finding out that even though they were bringing me back for a second season of Vinyl, I then found out at the same time that there is no second season of Vinyl. But it was the first thing I booked since finding out that Vinyl had been canceled. So that was good. But the real special part about it was it films at Steiner Studios, which is where I was all last year filming Vinyl. Right. So I got a little closure out of it. And to work at Steiner Studios is a dream. Yeah. I mean, you really haven't worked, man, unless you've worked there under the conditions of everyone that provides, that the studio provides, and whatever production company is there provides. Yeah. But that was pretty exciting. I got to work with Ben McKenzie.
He's terrific.
Yeah, yeah, very intense actor. Yeah. Good guy, nice person. I
love the writing of that show and the production design. Everything's terrific.
Yeah. I spent a little time in what I believe is their police station.
Yep, yep.
What a place! I'll tell you, the jail cell. It's either the sergeant's desk or the municipal court judge's bench. You could probably.
It goes like this, right? It's like a. Yeah.
It's so gothic and dark and interesting, you know, but. I'm not going to be back because of the nature. Oh, I know, I might be. I don't know, but it was a good experience. It was a real good experience.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Nice people, great people.
Again, Armen, you are a true treasure.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I do really love watching you explore your craft. So thank you so much for coming on Gandolfini.
I appreciate being here. It's always good to be back in Rhode Island. My mom is from here.
Yeah, you're a Rhode Islander.